Hey, welcome to A Foreigner in the Philippines. Well, exciting days every day this these days. So, thought we'd give you an update. We are back from Tagbilaran, and we saw our attorney there, and we'll be preparing a counter affidavit to the one that was sent to us from immigration. And well, we'll see what happens, won't we? One thing that's for sure, time continues and life goes on. So tomorrow we have an exciting day. We're actually going out, taking a flight out, and we'll keep that in for another more exciting update than this one, which is just to say that we're still alive, we are progressing. We are overwhelmed by the love and the support that we've received. It is incredible, and has to be said that Beth's from the heart, using that old phrase, that Beth's video is now at something like 14, I think a little over 14,000 views. Not that we measure everything by views, but yet some of the more meaningful things that we've posted, we do measure it by views, and we also measure by shares. Now, shares are really important because they take the word out into new areas where we might be able to, who knows. I said to someone just now who had sent an email, a subscriber sent an email to Rafi Tulfo and asked him to look into our situation, which we were very, very grateful for. And I said, thank you, and every little helps. And now that's just one email that's been sent out in good faith, and it might be the one that just turns the tide. And that's what we think. That's how we think. We continue to have faith. People tend to talk about, well, we've had a few where they say, don't focus on the trolls, or we're blaming everything on the trolls. Have you been watching? Have you just woken up, fluff that pillow and either get back to sleep or wake up? There's a ton of the smelly stuff going down here, and it's not the good guys. So we would like to point out that all of these videos are not to complain. We actually are very, very grateful for what we have. We have been blessed over the last 2 years in doing a lot of incredible things, achieving a lot of incredible change for ourselves in our own minds and hearts, and for some of the people that we have met. And so we're not feeling too sad. We went to Tagbilaran this morning, early this morning. We went to Tagbilaran, and it was a somber drive up there. But there's always something that makes you laugh if you look for it. And when I was doing my Sunday driving job, something happened. I'm no great mechanic, so I don't always leap to and say, oh, that's the angle of the dangle on the third to the left widget, I don't always know what it is. But I heard a noise that was coming in the front. Now, in the bus, there is nothing that's there behind the front of the bus. There's no hood, so everything is inside. So if you can't see what's causing this disturbing noise, then where do you go for it? I knew it wasn't coming from the engine. I knew that the gauges were good. I knew that we had gas, and I knew that we had a temperature gauge. So I didn't find out what it was, and we got back late last night, exhausted, and we we went to bed after there's a lot of work going on at the moment, getting accounts together, all preparatory stuff, which may or may not be needed, but we're getting ready. Now, fortunately, we've always kept very good accounts, and we've always kept a good log of what's happened. It's called YouTube, and so we know roughly where we're going. Nobody knows the outcome of things like this, so we got to bed fairly early. Had to get out and on the road early this morning so that we would be in time for an appointment at 10:30 with our attorney. So we get out and on the road, I hear the noise, and it's going tung, 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 tung. And then what was disturbing then, despite the temperature gauge being in its normal regular place, it sounded, sometimes when the radiator heats badly, it can make a sound like a flute, because it's pushing steam out through a small gap. So it actually sounds like that. Well, that's what it sounded like today. Well, we pulled up in front of Edgar's place, and when he pulled in, we're blocking his drive. He said, no problem. Anyway, we had the engine uncovered, the engine cover up, and I checked the oil. There's no problem with the oil. I checked the water, and it took about I don't know, half a litre. So get everything back down and get on the road again. Sure enough, the noise is still there. So I said, well, there's one place up ahead on our way to Tapalaran where I pulled in once before when we were in the bongo, and I didn't know about diesel engines and having a vehicle that has a diesel engine in it. And I didn't know that there was this little knob that's in there which is for the idle, or in British terms, the tick-over. I knew nothing about this. We stopped at this busy shop, and the guy came out. It's very, very nice, and I explained to him what it was, and he opened the driver's door, and we had the engine running, and he looked at this little knob, and he just turned it to the left a bit, and hey presto, as they used to say, Shazam, the engine took over, turned down to 750 revs. So what do I owe you? Nothing at all, he said. Dumb foreigner. Well, anyway, I'm glad that we never got the chance to go there again, because he would have probably reported me for being insane. We get reported for everything these days, So what happened? We're fiddling about trying to tap things and push things, and then Beth moves something off the dash, and there's a very, very small speaker right on the far right and right on the far left. And the one on the far left, which is the driver's, it doesn't work. So we'd never even tried with the radio. You've got it. It was the radio. What had happened? We never switched the radio on because it's a piece of crap, so we never switched the thing on. So we don't think in terms of the radio. But what had happened is my darling little children, who sit in the front there and poke their nose into everything, had tried to put the radio on. And I didn't know. It was when I wasn't in the truck. And sure enough, that's what was doing. It was out of this crappy radio. And then suddenly, what alerted us was it gave a sound off of a bad speaker. And then we both knew, oh God, it was the radio. So we got a laugh out of that. That lightened up the rest of the trip. On the way back, it was much, much better. We both realized, well, whatever happens, we'll just take it one day at a time, as one of our subscribers said. Thank you. He said, the best thing you can do is take it one step at a time, one day at a time, and leave the rest, I think, in anybody's language, to the divine. Tomorrow we're heading out a few steps down from the divine, but nevertheless some heavy, heavy political clout might be the best description, and we'll let you know about that tomorrow. Thanks for a lot. Thanks for being with us. Thanks for your support, so very much appreciated. Well over 100 comments, and with the exception of a few brain dead, which we always get, it was tremendous. Thanks so much. Please keep in touch. Please keep sharing. We're on our way to 100,000 now, and that's most important to us. The more that we can get, the better it's for us, and it will help us to get through this difficult time. Thanks for being with us. This is a foreigner in the Philippines, and bye for now.